Imitation is the greatest form of flattery that which mediocrity can pay to greatness. I want you to remember that throughout this video. But what's up, Airsofters? My name is Lane and welcome to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsofting field. And today we're going to be talking about blatant copies of ideas in the airsofting industry and how we really just pat them a blind eye. So the first thing that I want to mention about this is the fact that these are just ideas that aren't just taken from large companies like Cry or LBT. They're taken from small people like you or myself who one day decided that they had a great idea and they wanted to make it into a product and try to market it themselves. And then these were just blatantly stolen from companies overseas with no consideration to the amount of love, the amount of care, and the amount of time that took to making the original product. These are just blatant rip-offs of the original idea. And one of the first ones that comes to mind for me is the Brain Exploder Custom GoPro NVG mount for helmets. TMC blatantly ripped off this design from Brain Exploder, and I just want to say that the original Brain Exploder mount is a fantastic design that I cannot recommend enough. I cannot recommend it enough if you are recording GoPro gameplay. But TMC just blatantly ripped off the Brain Exploder and stole his idea. And TMC isn't off the hook yet. We will be talking about them later in the video. But another great example that comes to mind is how Action Army stole the idea for CQB Russian's HPA adapters for pistols. The thing that lets you HPA tap your gas blowback pistol, shotgun, rifle, whatever. They blatantly ripped off the design and they sell them to this day. And I just want to mention, if you haven't already been convinced to buy the real ones, both the real ones are made here in the US by two amazing guys, and they have fantastic quality to them, better than anything that'll ever be made overseas. So support American jobs and buy the original products. These are both products that I think that are fantastic quality, and I could not wait to have both of these in my store. Now, I said TMC isn't off the hook, and that is for a good reason. Companies like TMC, Samapo, Emerson, and Fly pride themselves on making exact copies of US gear manufacturers' ideas and reproducing their products without their permission. It is a spit in the face to intellectual property, trademark, and copyright laws across the board. Think about it. How many airsoft companies make a JPC? I bet more than you can count, right? Well, Cry doesn't make a single dime off of any of those fakes of their design that were just blatantly ripped off. I mean, they're not trying to be subtle or anything. These are exact copies of the JPC, however, just in lower quality, because you gotta remember, these are made overseas. And we as a community really just bat them a blind eye, but the question comes, why? I think the reason why we allow this is because purely of cost. Airsofters don't want to spend a lot of money on their kit, so we really let them get away with things like this. Comparing the TMC AVS to the Cry AVS, while the Cry AVS will always be better quality, the price just isn't there for a lot of airsofters unless you're really into kit or an impression. The TMC AVS comes with the harness, the plate bags, everything you need for the same price of just the plate bags on the Cry AVS. And I think that is why this is such an excused thing in airsoft. Now, I think that it's unexcusable for small stuff like the Brain Exploder mount or the CQB Russian adapters, because I mean, those are under $50 a piece. I think the CQB Russian adapters are like $15. But I just think that it is inexcusable that we as a community allow this blatant ripoff of American companies. And the issue is, everyone always hates how Glock and EOTech don't want to get into the airsofting market. This is why they don't want to get into the airsofting market. Specifically with EOTech, they don't want copies of their design because there are people that use their product every day and put their life on the line. So I completely understand why EOTech has such a hard-on about making sure that there aren't replicas out there, because there are people that rely on their product not to die. That's why I wish that some of these companies would be able to step up and go after these reproduction companies. However, because they're on the other side of the ocean, there isn't much that they can do. We have talked about this a little bit before. You can go up here to learn a little bit more when we talked about OEM and things like that. However, I get why it happens because I'm guilty of it myself. There are some times where I don't want to go out and spend $800 on a Cry AVS when I can go out and spend $200 on a TMC AVS. And at the same time, that's making sure that that real AVS that I would have bought is able to go to someone who is actually going to use it for the real intended purpose, for getting shot at and shooting at other people. So I get that for gear, it's a little bit more excusable. However, for stuff that's made by here in the community, we should be a little bit more smart and go after these companies and make sure that it is not acceptable to rip off our own. I want to know what you guys think about this. I know I sound like kind of a hypocrite because I am excusing it for gear manufacturers, but for small guys like myself, I'm not. Well, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. You may agree with me, you may disagree with me. That's the great part about this. We don't always have to agree, but the fact that we're starting the conversation is what really matters. So I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Make sure to let me know. And if this was your first time here, I would love to have you subscribe for more airsofting content every Tuesday and Friday here on the channel. If you haven't already, make sure to follow us on social media. Links again will be down in the description below. This has been Lane from the BB Warrior talking about the harm that these knockoffs can be doing to the real industry and the people that put the love, time, and effort into them. And I will see you all next time.